Every day is a new chance to become someone better than you were yesterday. But most people waste it because they think greatness comes later, not now. You don't build a legendary life by waiting for the perfect moment. You build it by mastering your decisions, your habits, and your focus one day at a time. What you do daily is who you become permanently. And if you want an extraordinary life, it starts with how you show up when no one is watching. Success isn't about luck. It's about building discipline, purpose, and consistency into your days, even when motivation is gone. Today, we will discuss how to master your mindset, your time, and your actions so you can stop surviving and start living with real direction and impact. If you're ready to stop wasting your days and finally build a life you're proud of, then let's dive in. Number 1. Wake up early and own your morning hours. Most people wake up late, drag themselves out of bed, already behind, already tired, already overwhelmed. They hit the snooze button not just once, but 2, 3, even 5 times. They start their day rushed, stressed, disorganized, chasing time instead of directing it. They skip breakfast, scroll through their phones, rush through a shower, and rush out the door. That's not a morning, that's survival. And that pattern becomes their life. They live in reaction mode, always catching up, never feeling ahead, never feeling in control, and year after year, that habit quietly erodes their potential. Now let's get real here. This isn't about waking up early just to say you're an early bird. This is about owning your life before the world gets its hands on it. The early morning hours are the most honest hours. Nobody's calling. Nobody's texting. The world is quiet. And in that quiet, you get to listen to what matters. You get to build a life that isn't controlled by pressure, but built on purpose. When you wake up early, you make a powerful statement to yourself. My life matters enough for me to take control of it before it takes control of me. You don't start the day in reaction. You start in direction. The way you begin your day creates a tone. It sets a rhythm. And if you win the morning, you start stacking small victories. And those wins create confidence. Not overnight, but little by little, you begin to trust yourself. That trust, that's the foundation of every legendary life. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. or join a millionaire's morning club. You just need to get up early enough that you can breathe, think, and take action without the noise of the world getting in your head first. Most people don't even realize how much noise they wake up to. Emails, notifications, news, bills, problems. They let all that in before they've even taken a deep breath. You can't build a life like that. You can only react to one. Wake up early and you create space. Real space, mental space, emotional space, space to plan, to reflect, to center yourself. You can read, you can write, you can stretch, you can pray, you can move, you can think. And those quiet, centered minutes at the start of your day, they grow into hours of strength. And those hours grow into days of progress. And those days become the way you live your life. You have to train your body and mind to show up before the world does. When you start your day early, you start from a place of strength. You're not behind. You're ahead. You're alert. You're intentional. You're calm. And here's the powerful truth. If you don't lead your day will lead you. And most of the time, it won't lead you anywhere you want to go. I remember years ago, I used to sleep late, start late, and wonder why everything felt chaotic. I felt like I was always running after life. I changed that habit, not overnight, but gradually. I decided I was going to meet my life before my problems could. I started waking up early. I started journaling. I started thinking clearly. I didn't just take control of my mornings, I started taking control of my life. And what changed wasn't just the clock. What changed was my sense of power. I no longer felt like I was surviving. I was building. You don't need a complicated routine. You don't need a 30-step miracle morning. You just need to commit to one simple thing. Wake up before the noise. Get up before the demands. Use those early hours to ground yourself, strengthen yourself, and point yourself in the direction you want to go. Spend 30 minutes reading something that makes you wiser. Spend 10 minutes writing down what matters. Spend another 10 moving your body to wake up your system. That's less than an hour, and it can reshape your day, your month, your year, your life. When you wake up early, you stop being a victim of time. You stop saying, "I didn't have time today." You had time. You just weren't awake for it. You were sleeping through your own opportunity. And here's the hard truth. Every time you hit snooze, you're sending a message to your brain and your heart that what you're building doesn't matter, that your life can wait, that your dreams can wait, that your growth can wait. And the truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. Every legendary life is built one day at a time, and every day begins with a choice. Wake up and build it, or sleep through it. And I'm not just talking about sleep in the physical sense. I'm talking about waking up emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Most people are awake physically but asleep in every other area. They've forgotten how powerful it is to be alert, alive, focused. You reclaim that power by starting each day on your terms. And here's something important. You don't need to feel motivated. Motivation is a nice bonus, but it's not the requirement. What you need is consistency. Wake up early even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. That's when it counts. That's when it's training your discipline. That's when it's transforming your character. Discipline creates the life that motivation only dreams about. And when you do this long enough, it becomes part of who you are. Not a task, but a rhythm. Not something you check off, but something you live by. And when that happens, you no longer need to force it. You want it. You crave that stillness. You crave that power. Because you've tasted the strength that comes from owning your morning hours. And you never want to go back. If your days feel scattered, if your goals feel out of reach, if your energy feels off, don't start with your to-do list. Don't start with a productivity app. Start with your morning. Start with how you rise. That one change can change everything. A better morning becomes a better day. A better day becomes a better week. A better week becomes a better life. It begins with the decision to show up before the world starts asking for pieces of you. Every person who ever built something meaningful, they didn't wait for life to wake them up. They got up first. They beat the noise. They moved with direction. That's how you build a life that matters. That's how you stop surviving and start leading. Wake up early and own your morning, and you'll find that life starts opening up to you in ways you never thought possible. Not all at once, but every day, bit by bit. Win by win, hour by hour, you become the person who creates a legendary life, one morning at a time. Number 2, plan your entire day the night before. Most people wake up and have no clue what their day looks like. They roll out of bed, look at their phone, scroll through messages, check notifications, and before they know it, their mind is already scattered. They don't know what they're working on. They don't know what matters most. They don't have a plan, they just react to whatever shows up. And that's how the day runs them, instead of them running the day. They get pulled in 100 directions, doing things that feel urgent but not important. And at the end of it, they're tired, frustrated, and asking themselves, "What did I even get done today?" That's not how a strong life is built. That's not how momentum happens. If you want to take charge of your time, if you want to stop drifting, you must start planning your day the night before. That one decision will give you back control over your hours, your focus, and your energy. It's not just about writing a to-do list. It's about creating direction before the day even begins. When you sleep with a plan, you wake up with purpose. And that feeling, that inner sense of direction, is what separates people who move forward from those who stay stuck. Planning your day the night before clears the fog. It gives you a reason to wake up with intention instead of confusion. You're not starting the day asking, "What should I do?" You already know. You already decided. That mental clarity saves time, saves energy, and most importantly, saves your day from being wasted. When you take just 15 minutes at night to look at tomorrow, you create structure. You map out what matters. You decide what gets your focus and what doesn't. You stop giving your attention to everything and start giving it to the few things that truly matter. That's where power lives. In decisions made ahead of time, when your emotions are calm, when your mind is clear, when you're not in a rush. That's when good decisions are made. That's when solid priorities are set. And those decisions, they guide your entire day. Think about how much time people waste every morning trying to figure out what to do. They sit there thinking, guessing, getting distracted. And before they even begin, half the morning is gone. But when you've already made the plan, you're already in motion. You don't need to think, you just start. That kind of momentum is powerful. It takes away hesitation. It takes away mental fatigue. You've already made the decision once, and now you can just focus on doing it. The best part? Planning the night before helps you sleep better. Your mind isn't racing, trying to remember things. You're not lying in bed thinking, don't forget this, don't forget that. It's all written down. You've already captured it. You've closed the loop. That sense of order gives your brain permission to rest. And rest leads to clarity. Clarity leads to sharper thinking. Sharper thinking leads to better action. It's all connected. Planning your day doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a fancy planner. You don't need to block out every single minute. Start simple. Write down your top 3 outcomes for tomorrow. What do you absolutely need to complete to make progress? Not 10 things 3. What's going to move your life forward? Write that down. Then list a few secondary tasks, things that would be helpful to get done, but aren't urgent. And finally, look at your schedule. Where's your time going? What's already committed? What time is open for deep work? What time needs to be protected? This process, repeated night after night, turns into a system. And systems create freedom. People think structure limits them, but the truth is, structure sets you free. When you have a clear plan, you stop wasting energy on decision-making all day long. That energy can now be used to execute, to create, to build. Every time you plan your day, you're telling yourself, my life matters, my time matters, I'm not going to waste it on accident. And here's something else that happens. You start to see patterns. You notice where your time is leaking. You realize how many hours are being lost to distractions, to things that don't serve you. You see which tasks are always being pushed and never completed. And with that awareness, you can start making better choices. You can adjust. You can improve. That's how people grow, not just by trying harder, but by becoming more aware of how they use their time. Most people are too busy being busy. They think movement means progress. But without a plan, most of that movement leads nowhere. You can spend your whole day doing things and end up exactly where you started. Or worse, tired, frustrated, and empty. But when you plan your day, you create alignment. Your actions connect with your goals. Your effort matches your direction. That's how real results are created. And the beauty is, this habit builds on itself. The more you do it, the sharper you become. You stop being reactive and start being strategic. You stop drifting and start designing. You don't just work hard, you work on what matters. And at the end of the day, you know why you're tired. You're tired because you did what you said you'd do. That's a satisfying kind of tired. The kind that builds confidence. The kind that builds identity. The kind that builds a legendary life. And let's be honest, everybody has the same 24 hours. The difference isn't the hours. The difference is how you use them. You either end the day with a sense of progress or a list of excuses. And the easiest way to change that is to stop leaving your day to chance. Stop waking up hoping things go well. Decide the night before. Own your hours before they even begin. Because that's where power lives, in the quiet moments before the world starts moving. You won't always get it perfect. Some days will still feel messy. Some plans will fall apart. But the point isn't perfection, it's direction. When you plan the night before, you start each day with a target. And that target gives your energy a direction. Even if you don't hit everything, you've moved forward. You've chosen to lead your life instead of just live it. This habit done daily, done consistently, is a game changer. It takes people from confusion to clarity, from chaos to order, from average to intentional. Planning your day the night before isn't a small thing. It's a leadership move. You're stepping into the role of the leader of your own life. And when you take that role seriously, everything starts to change. Number 3, focus deeply on one task at a time. One of the biggest struggles almost everyone faces is feeling scattered. There's this constant pressure to juggle 10 things at once, answer emails, check messages, jump between projects, listen to meetings, and somehow get it all done. It feels like being pulled in every direction, and no matter how hard you try, the day slips away without any real progress. This scattered focus is not just tiring, it's destructive. It drains your energy, wastes your time, and keeps you from moving forward in a meaningful way. The truth is, your brain was never designed to multitask. When you try to do many things at once, you end up doing none of them well. Focusing deeply on one task at a time is one of the most powerful habits you can develop if you want to master your day and build a legendary life. This isn't about doing things quickly or rushing through your work. It's about giving your full attention to the task in front of you, fully immersing yourself in it, and finishing it before moving on. When you do this, you tap into a level of productivity and quality that's impossible to achieve when your attention is divided. Every time you switch between tasks, your brain has to stop and refocus. This isn't a small pause. It takes time, energy, and mental resources. Constantly switching costs you far more than you realize. It's like starting over again and again. The frustration builds, your confidence drops, and your work suffers. But when you commit to focusing deeply on one task, you allow yourself to enter a state where your work flows naturally. You become more efficient. You make fewer mistakes. And you gain a real sense of accomplishment that motivates you to keep going. Deep focus is about being present. It's about shutting out distractions, both external and internal, and giving your full attention to what you've chosen to work on. That means turning off notifications, closing extra tabs, putting your phone away, and setting clear boundaries for your time. It also means quieting the chatter in your mind that pulls you toward worry, doubt, or unrelated thoughts. This kind of focus takes practice because we live in a world designed to steal your attention. Every ding, buzz, and ping is fighting for a piece of your brain. But the ability to protect your focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. When you focus deeply on one task, you also honor the value of that work. You tell yourself, this matters. Whether it's writing a report, preparing a presentation, having a meaningful conversation, or learning a new skill, giving your full attention increases the quality of what you do. And quality work doesn't just feel better, it creates opportunities. It builds trust. It moves you closer to your goals faster than a scattered, rushed approach ever could. This habit also changes how you experience time. Hours spent in deep focus feel longer and more productive than hours spent distracted. The clock becomes your ally, not your enemy. You start to see progress in real time. And that progress feeds your confidence, your motivation, and your momentum. Every completed task is a win, and those wins build up into unstoppable energy. Many people feel overwhelmed because they look at their to-do list and try to tackle everything at once. That's a recipe for burnout and frustration. Instead, focus on one thing at a time, the task that will move you forward the most. Finish it fully. Then move on to the next. This is how you make progress that lasts. This is how you build a reputation for reliability and excellence. This is how you become someone who doesn't just start things but finishes them. It's important to recognize that deep focus doesn't mean working for hours without breaks. In fact, working long stretches without rest often leads to exhaustion and reduced quality. The key is working in focused bursts with clear goals and then taking breaks to refresh your mind and body. These breaks help you maintain high energy and clear thinking throughout the day. It's a rhythm, a cycle of focused work and restorative rest that keeps you sharp and effective. If distractions pull at you, create a dedicated environment for your focused work. Clear your workspace, close unnecessary apps, and set a timer for focused sessions. When you commit to this, you're telling your brain that now is the time for serious work. Over time, your brain will associate that environment and those routines with focus, making it easier to enter that productive state. Deep focus also teaches patience and discipline. It's tempting to jump between tasks because it feels like you're accomplishing more. But real progress requires sticking with one thing until it's done. When you push through the urge to switch and keep your attention fixed, you develop resilience. You train yourself to handle challenges without giving up or getting distracted. This strength carries over into every area of your life. When you practice focusing deeply, you also become more mindful of how you spend your time. You start to notice which activities drain your energy and which ones give you energy. You begin to say no to things that don't align with your goals. You become more intentional about your choices. And that intention is a powerful force for change. Remember, success isn't about how busy you are, it's about how well you use your time. Focused work means less busy work and more meaningful progress. It means making every minute count. It means stepping away from noise and chaos and stepping into clarity and power. In the end, focusing deeply on one task at a time isn't just a productivity tip, it's a mindset. It's a way of honoring your work, your goals, and yourself. It's about showing up fully for what matters most. And when you live this way, your days become more satisfying, your work becomes more impactful, and your life moves steadily towards something legendary. This habit is within reach. It's a choice you can make every morning, every hour, every moment. Choose to focus. Choose to give your best to the task in front of you. Choose to respect your time and energy. That's how you stop drifting and start mastering your day. And that mastery builds a life worth living. Number 4, fuel your body with clean, energizing meals. People often underestimate how much their daily energy and mental clarity depend on what they eat. It's easy to overlook because food is everywhere, fast, convenient, cheap. But most of what's easy to grab is heavy on processed sugars, unhealthy fats, and empty calories. These foods give a quick rush of energy, but it's short-lived. After that spike comes a crash. The kind of crash where you feel tired, foggy, and unable to focus. If you want to master every day and build a legendary life, ignoring how you fuel your body is a major mistake. Your body is the engine that powers your mind and spirit, and if the engine runs on junk, your performance will suffer. Eating clean, energizing meals means choosing foods that nourish your body fully, giving you sustained energy throughout the day. This isn't about strict dieting or deprivation. It's about making choices that respect the complexity of your body's needs. When you eat foods that support your body's natural rhythms, you'll notice a difference in your mood, your focus, your stamina, and your overall well-being. Most people feel tired, sluggish, or restless at some point during the day, but many don't realize how much their eating habits contribute to this. Think about how you feel after a fast food meal or a sugary snack. You may feel satisfied momentarily, but soon after, your energy dips. Your brain fog thickens. You might get irritable or anxious. These reactions are your body's signals, telling you it's not getting what it truly needs to function well. Clean eating means emphasizing whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. These foods provide essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that keep your cells working optimally. They stabilize your blood sugar, reducing energy crashes and mood swings. They help your immune system stay strong and your body recover from daily stresses. When your body is well-fueled, you don't just survive the day, you thrive through it. One of the most important things about fueling your body is to avoid skipping meals or eating irregularly. When you starve your body or eat erratically, your energy fluctuates wildly. Your brain struggles to focus and your mood becomes unpredictable. Establishing regular meal times with balanced, nutritious food sets a rhythm that your body and mind will appreciate. This rhythm builds stability in your energy levels and keeps you consistent throughout the day. Hydration is also critical. Many people feel tired simply because they haven't drunk enough water. Even mild dehydration affects your concentration, your memory, and your ability to manage stress. Drinking enough water is a simple but powerful habit that supports everything your body does. Your muscles perform better, your digestion improves, and your mind stays sharp. Water is fuel too, so don't neglect it. When you prepare your meals, aim for balance. Include proteins that support muscle repair and brain function, complex carbohydrates that provide lasting energy, and healthy fats that protect your heart and regulate hormones. Avoid foods heavy in refined sugars and artificial ingredients. They might tempt you, but they don't deliver long-term benefits. Over time, these poor choices add up, contributing to health issues, fatigue, and poor mental clarity. Eating clean also means paying attention to how food makes you feel. Everyone's body is unique. Some people thrive on more protein, others on more vegetables or grains. Being mindful of your body's responses helps you fine-tune your diet to what truly works for you. This awareness increases your control over your energy and mood, empowering you to make better choices. A practical way to start is by planning your meals ahead of time. Preparing meals at home gives you control over ingredients and portions. It reduces the chance of grabbing quick, unhealthy snacks when hunger hits. When your meals are ready, it's easier to stay on track and keep your energy steady. Clean eating isn't about perfection or guilt. It's about respect for your body and your goals. When you honor your body with nutritious food, you create a foundation for all other habits. Your mind becomes clearer, your body feels stronger, and your willpower improves. Suddenly, making good decisions in other areas of your life becomes easier because you're not fighting constant fatigue or cravings. One of the biggest benefits of fueling your body properly is mental clarity. You'll notice you think more clearly, make better decisions, and have more patience. This clarity allows you to focus deeply, stay motivated, and handle challenges with calmness. It's difficult to stay productive or positive when your body is struggling with poor nutrition. But when your fuel is clean, your mind operates at its best. Clean eating also protects you against the long-term effects of poor nutrition. Chronic illnesses, weight gain, low energy, and mood disorders often start with the food choices you make daily. By choosing clean, energizing meals, you reduce the risk of these issues and build resilience in your body. This resilience supports the energy and vitality needed to pursue your goals consistently. It's important to recognize that clean eating is a lifestyle, not a quick fix. It's a commitment to your well-being, day after day, meal after meal. The small, consistent choices add up. Over time, they create a powerful difference. You start to feel more in control of your energy. You face each day with more strength. Your confidence grows because you're giving your body the respect it deserves. If the idea of changing your diet feels overwhelming, start small. Replace one processed snack with a handful of nuts or fresh fruit. Add a vegetable to one meal each day. Drink an extra glass of water. These small shifts create momentum. They lead to bigger changes without feeling impossible. Remember, progress is made one choice at a time. Fueling your body well is one of the simplest but most effective ways to improve your entire life. When your body has the right nutrients, everything else falls into place more naturally. Your work becomes more productive, your mood improves, your relationships get better, and your motivation grows. You become the person who doesn't just get through the day, but conquers it with energy and purpose. Your body is the foundation for everything you want to achieve. Taking care of it is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Clean eating is a form of self-respect and self-love that pays dividends in every area of your life. It sets you up to master each day, not just survive it. When you fuel your body with care, you give yourself the strength to build the legendary life you deserve. Number 5. Move your body daily to sharpen your mind. Many people feel stuck in a cycle where their energy drops, their mind feels cloudy, and motivation is nowhere to be found. This is a common experience, but it's often misunderstood. The real culprit isn't just stress or poor sleep. It's a lack of movement. When the body stays still for long hours, the mind slows down. It's not a coincidence that when people get up, stretch, or exercise, they feel more alert, more creative, and more ready to take on challenges. Moving your body every day isn't just about fitness or appearance. It's about unlocking mental clarity and boosting your ability to master your day. The connection between physical movement and brain function is powerful and direct. When you move, your heart pumps more blood, delivering oxygen and nutrients to your brain. This improved circulation increases your alertness and helps your brain perform at its best. Movement triggers the release of chemicals like endorphins and dopamine, natural mood boosters that reduce stress and increase feelings of happiness and motivation. This biological response creates an upward cycle. The more you move, the sharper and more focused your mind becomes. Sitting for long stretches is one of the biggest threats to both physical and mental health in today's world. It causes sluggishness and reduces your ability to think clearly. When you don't move, your muscles tighten, your posture suffers, and your energy fades. This physical discomfort makes concentrating on tasks harder, and eventually productivity falls off. Regular movement breaks this pattern by refreshing your body and mind, helping you avoid burnout and fatigue. Exercise doesn't have to be intense or time-consuming to make a difference. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or gentle yoga can create a noticeable boost in mental clarity. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of movement throughout the day can clear your head and restore your focus. The key is consistency. When you make movement a daily habit, it becomes a natural part of your routine, something you don't have to force or think twice about. Movement also enhances your ability to handle stress. Physical activity lowers the levels of stress hormones like cortisol and increases the production of mood-enhancing neurotransmitters. When you face difficult situations, a body that moves regularly is better equipped to stay calm and think clearly. This resilience is essential if you want to take control of your day and build a life filled with purpose. The mental benefits of movement extend beyond the immediate. Regular physical activity improves memory, learning ability, and overall brain health over time. It stimulates the growth of new brain cells and strengthens connections between them, which means your mind stays sharp longer. This effect is crucial for anyone serious about personal growth and long-term success. A body that moves consistently supports a mind that learns and adapts continually. Making movement part of your daily life also sets a positive example for those around you. Your energy and enthusiasm become contagious. When your family, friends, or colleagues see you taking care of your body and mind, they're more likely to follow suit. This creates a supportive environment where everyone benefits from improved focus, energy, and mood. It's important to find activities you enjoy. Movement shouldn't feel like a punishment or obligation. Whether it's dancing, swimming, hiking, cycling, or even gardening, doing something that brings you joy will keep you motivated. When you associate movement with positive feelings, you're more likely to stick with it and reap the long-term benefits. Incorporating movement into your day can be simple. Stand up and stretch every hour. Take short walks during breaks. Use stairs instead of elevators. These small actions add up and help prevent the mental fog that comes from prolonged sitting. Over time, these habits build into a lifestyle that supports mental clarity and energy. For those with busy schedules, scheduling movement just like any other important task can be a game changer. Put it on your calendar. Treat it as a non-negotiable appointment. When movement is prioritized, it's easier to follow through even on the toughest days. This discipline around movement translates into discipline in other areas of life. Another benefit of moving your body daily is the improvement in sleep quality. Physical activity helps regulate your sleep patterns, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Better sleep enhances your mental clarity and emotional stability, so the day starts on a strong note. When your sleep improves, you'll notice that your focus and motivation improve as well. Movement also improves your mood in lasting ways. When you're active, you're less likely to feel anxious or depressed. Your mind becomes clearer and your outlook on life brightens. This shift in mental state makes it easier to tackle your daily goals with energy and confidence. There's no need to wait for motivation to start moving. Often, movement itself creates motivation. Once your body is in motion, your mind follows. Even if you feel tired or overwhelmed, starting with a small movement can lead to greater energy and focus. That's why action comes before motivation, not the other way around. It's important to listen to your body and respect its limits. Movement should challenge you, but it should never cause pain or injury. Pay attention to how your body feels and adjust your activities accordingly. This awareness helps you avoid burnout and keeps movement a sustainable habit. When you consistently move your body, you build stamina and endurance. Tasks that once felt exhausting become manageable. Mental challenges become less daunting because your physical energy supports your mental efforts. This increased stamina carries over to every part of your life, allowing you to push further and reach higher. Moving your body daily also teaches you about discipline and commitment. Showing up for yourself regularly builds confidence and self-respect. It sends a message to your brain that you're serious about your health and your goals. This message fuels further growth and success. Incorporating movement into your day doesn't require expensive equipment or a gym membership. Your body is the best tool you have. Walking, stretching, bodyweight exercises, or even dancing in your living room can activate the benefits of movement. This accessibility removes excuses and puts the power in your hands. Movement can also improve creativity. When your body is active, your brain enters a more open and relaxed state. This state is perfect for solving problems, generating ideas, and thinking outside the box. If you ever find yourself stuck or overwhelmed, a little movement might be exactly what you need to reset. Making movement a daily habit rewires your brain and body to work together smoothly. This harmony allows you to be more present, focused, and productive. It creates a foundation of energy and resilience that supports every effort you make to improve your life. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start moving. The perfect moment is now. Each step, stretch, or breath taken with intention strengthens your mind and body. These moments accumulate and transform your daily experience into something powerful and fulfilling. Remember, the path to a legendary life is built on simple, consistent actions. Moving your body daily is one of those actions. It sharpens your mind, fuels your energy, and prepares you to face each day with strength. When you commit to this habit, you take a crucial step toward mastering every day and building a life that lasts beyond the ordinary. Number 6. Set 3 priorities and finish them without excuse. Most people face a day packed with endless tasks, distractions, and obligations that pull them in every direction. It's overwhelming, exhausting, and frankly, it's no surprise that many end their days feeling like they accomplished very little. This is a reality check many avoid facing. Trying to do too much at once causes frustration, stress, and failure to deliver real progress. The truth is that mastery of your day doesn't come from multitasking or juggling a dozen things at once. It comes from the disciplined choice to focus on just a few critical priorities and finishing those without excuses. When a person sets 3 priorities for the day, they are narrowing their focus down to what truly matters. These priorities aren't random or trivial. They are the few key actions that, when completed, move you closer to your goals. Deciding on these 3 priorities forces you to think deeply about what deserves your attention and energy. This practice turns a chaotic day into a purposeful one, helping you avoid being busy without being productive. Choosing 3 priorities is about quality, not quantity. It's common to think that more tasks mean more progress, but it's the opposite. Trying to accomplish too many things dilutes your effort and drains your energy. Your brain has limits on focus and attention. When you overload yourself, each task gets less mental power, leading to mistakes and half-finished work. Setting 3 clear priorities sharpens your focus, letting you put your full attention on what really counts. Once you identify your priorities, the real challenge begins, finishing them without excuse. Excuses are often just stories we tell ourselves to justify inaction or distraction. They come from fear, discomfort, or a lack of discipline. I don't have enough time, I'm too tired, or I'll do it later, are common excuses that prevent people from completing their most important work. The mindset of finishing without excuse means recognizing these stories for what they are and refusing to let them control your day. Finishing your top 3 priorities requires commitment. It means deciding that no matter what distractions or challenges arise, these tasks will be done. This kind of focus builds confidence. Each completed priority becomes proof that you can rely on yourself. It reinforces the belief that you have control over your time and your life. Prioritizing also helps manage energy effectively. Some tasks require more mental or physical strength, so placing them first when your energy is highest increases the chance of success. Waiting until you're drained to tackle critical work sets you up for failure. By planning to complete your top priorities early or when you're most alert, you maximize your output. The power of finishing 3 priorities creates momentum that carries through the day. Completing one important task motivates you to move on to the next. This momentum fights the natural pull of procrastination and distractions. It becomes a positive feedback loop where progress breeds more progress. When you set and finish 3 priorities daily, it teaches discipline and builds habits. Over time, this routine rewires your brain to seek clarity and purpose in each day. Instead of wandering aimlessly through your schedule, you develop a habit of intentional action. This shift is vital for anyone serious about building a legendary life. Focusing on 3 priorities also simplifies decision-making throughout the day. When a new task or opportunity comes up, you can quickly ask yourself, does this align with my top 3? If it doesn't, it's easier to say no or postpone it. This ability to filter distractions saves mental energy and keeps you on track. Accountability plays a role in finishing your priorities. When you hold yourself responsible for completing these tasks, your mindset changes. It's no longer a casual plan but a commitment. Some people find it helpful to share their priorities with a friend or write them down. This externalizes the goal and strengthens your drive to follow through. It's important to recognize that sometimes unforeseen challenges occur. Finishing without excuse doesn't mean ignoring real obstacles. It means facing them head-on and finding solutions. If something prevents you from completing a priority, you adjust your approach but don't abandon the goal. This problem-solving attitude is what separates those who build a legendary life from those who settle for excuses. Breaking your priorities into manageable steps is another effective strategy. Large tasks can feel daunting and cause procrastination. When you divide a priority into smaller actions, each step feels doable and progress becomes visible. This clarity motivates you to keep moving forward. Eliminating distractions is critical when working on your 3 priorities. Social media, emails, and unnecessary meetings often eat away at your focus. Creating a work environment that minimizes interruptions helps you stay deeply engaged. Turning off notifications, closing unrelated tabs, or working in a quiet space can make a huge difference. Finishing 3 priorities isn't just about work. These can include personal goals like spending quality time with family, practicing self-care, or learning something new. Priorities should reflect what truly matters to you in all areas of life. When you balance work and personal priorities, your days feel fuller and more satisfying. At the end of the day, reviewing your progress on your 3 priorities gives clarity and direction for tomorrow. Celebrating what you accomplished, even if it's small, reinforces the habit of finishing. Reflecting on what got in the way helps you improve your focus moving forward. The practice of setting and finishing 3 priorities daily builds self-respect. When you prove to yourself that you can stick to your word, it creates a foundation of trust with yourself. This trust fuels confidence and courage to pursue bigger goals. People who master their priorities don't just get more done, they live with intention. They know their time is valuable and choose how to invest it wisely. This mindset is the cornerstone of any legendary life. It moves you beyond reaction and into control. By setting 3 priorities and finishing them without excuses, you develop clarity in chaos. Your mind clears from unnecessary clutter, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. This focus frees you from overwhelm and burnout. When this habit becomes part of your daily rhythm, it simplifies your life and amplifies your results. You stop wasting energy on distractions and start making real progress. This progress feels rewarding and fuels your motivation for the future. Ultimately, setting 3 priorities and completing them builds the muscle of discipline that carries you through challenges. It prepares you to face complex problems, unexpected obstacles, and moments of doubt with resolve. This focus and follow-through transform ordinary days into powerful steps toward your goals. Each finished priority is a brick in the foundation of a legendary life, solid, dependable, and built with intention. This is the path forward for anyone ready to master their day and create a life that matters. Number 7. Limit social media and reclaim your mental space. Most people don't realize how much their minds get pulled apart every day. They scroll through social media mindlessly, reacting to every notification, every post, every ping. It feels like a small thing, just checking quickly, staying connected, but the truth is, it's a giant drain on your focus, energy, and mental clarity. The constant flood of information fragments your attention, leaving you scattered and exhausted. This is a harsh reality that's all too common. Many people lose hours daily to social media, losing the mental space they need to think deeply, create, and move forward in their lives. Reclaiming your mental space by limiting social media isn't about quitting completely or living in isolation. It's about taking control back. It means choosing when, how, and why you engage online, rather than being dragged in by endless distractions. This choice is one of the most powerful steps you can take to master your day and build a legendary life. The mind needs room to breathe, to focus on meaningful work, and to rest. Without that, progress becomes difficult and stress increases. Social media is designed to keep you hooked. The apps use notifications, likes, and endless scrolling to grab your attention and hold it as long as possible. This creates a constant state of alertness in your brain, like a low-level stress that never stops. Over time, this drains your ability to focus on important tasks or to think creatively. When your mental energy is consumed by random posts, arguments, or news, there's less available for your goals and priorities. Limiting social media starts with awareness. Begin by noticing exactly how much time you spend on these platforms and what feelings they bring. Are you energized and inspired after scrolling, or drained and distracted? Often, people feel guilt or frustration about how much time they waste, but awareness alone is the first step toward change. Tracking your usage can reveal habits you weren't conscious of. Once you understand your current use, set clear boundaries. Decide on specific times for social media and stick to them. For example, you might allow yourself 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening and nothing else throughout the day. This creates structure and prevents social media from creeping into every free moment. It also trains your mind to focus without interruption. Removing notifications is a powerful move. Every beep or buzz is a call for your attention, pulling you away from your work or rest. Turning off these alerts breaks the cycle of distraction. When you don't get constant reminders, you're less likely to check your phone impulsively. This small change makes a big difference in maintaining focus. Creating no-phone zones during your day helps reclaim mental space. This might mean leaving your phone in another room while working during meals or right before bed. The absence of your device forces you to engage fully with your surroundings and your tasks. It allows your brain to rest from the overstimulation that social media creates. The quality of what you consume also matters. Not all social media content is equal. Some of it motivates, educates, or connects you positively, but much of it breeds comparison, negativity, or distraction. Be selective about who you follow and what you allow into your feed. Curate your online experience to support your growth, not to drain you emotionally. The impact of limiting social media goes beyond just saving time. It frees your mind from constant interruptions, letting you think more clearly and deeply. When your mind isn't jumping from one piece of content to another, you can concentrate fully on your work, your goals, and your relationships. This kind of mental clarity is essential for making smart decisions and moving forward with confidence. Reclaiming mental space also improves your emotional health. Social media often triggers feelings of envy, loneliness, or stress by showing only the best moments of others' lives. This distorted view can lower your self-esteem and cloud your happiness. By stepping back and limiting exposure, you protect your emotional well-being and foster a more grounded, realistic perspective. Many people feel addicted to social media, believing they need it for connection or to stay informed. The truth is, real connection comes from meaningful conversations, shared experiences, and being present with the people around you. Social media can't replace that depth. Reducing your time online makes room for genuine human interaction, which nourishes the soul far more than any like or comment ever will. Limiting social media also opens up time for other activities that bring real value to your life. Instead of scrolling mindlessly, you can read a book, practice a skill, exercise, or spend time in nature. These activities recharge your mind and body, giving you energy and creativity that social media can never provide. It's important to prepare for resistance. The urge to check your phone won't disappear overnight. Your brain is wired to seek out stimulation and novelty. When you limit social media, you might feel restless or bored at first. This discomfort is a sign that your mind is detoxing from constant distraction. Stick with it, because on the other side of that discomfort is freedom and clarity. Using social media intentionally means being fully present when you do engage. Avoid multitasking or scrolling out of habit. When you choose to check your feed, do it with purpose, maybe to learn something useful, connect with friends, or share something meaningful. This shifts social media from a distraction to a tool that serves your goals. Reclaiming your mental space by limiting social media is not about perfection. It's about progress and control. Even small changes add up over time. When you protect your focus and energy, you're better equipped to handle challenges, seize opportunities, and make steady progress toward your dreams. This habit also strengthens your self-discipline. The ability to say no to easy distractions and yes to meaningful work is one of the greatest powers you can develop. It builds confidence in your ability to steer your life in the direction you want. Limiting social media helps you regain your most precious resource: attention. Attention is the currency of achievement. Where you place your attention determines the quality of your thoughts, actions, and results. By controlling your attention, you control your life. Every minute spent scrolling is a minute lost from creating, learning, connecting deeply, or resting. The world isn't waiting for your next social media post, but your goals, your growth, and your future are waiting for your full focus. This is the challenge everyone faces in today's digital age. Reclaim your mental space from the endless noise. When you do, your mind becomes sharper, your emotions more balanced, and your days more productive. you build the foundation for a life that's intentional, meaningful, and legendary. Number 8. Learn something new that moves you forward. Most people go through their days stuck in the same patterns, doing the same things over and over, expecting different results but never changing. That's a tough truth to face. The world is always changing, and if you aren't learning and growing, you're falling behind. Staying comfortable is easy, but comfort doesn't build a legendary life. Growth happens when you push yourself to learn new things, especially those that move you closer to your goals. If you want to master every day and build a life that stands out, learning must be a daily habit, not an occasional event. Learning something new that moves you forward doesn't mean studying for hours or becoming an expert overnight. It means dedicating a part of your day to absorb new ideas, skills, or knowledge that help you solve problems or improve your abilities. Every bit of learning adds up over time and creates momentum. When you stop learning, you stop growing, and life becomes stagnant. This stagnation can leave you frustrated, unfulfilled, or worse, stuck watching others pass you by. It's common to feel overwhelmed by how much there is to learn. The internet, books, courses, podcasts, they all offer endless information. The key is to be selective and purposeful. Pick learning opportunities that align directly with where you want to go. Focus on what's useful and practical for your life and goals, rather than random facts or trends. For example, if you want to improve your career, learn skills that make you better at your job or help you get the next promotion. If you want to build better relationships, learn communication or emotional intelligence. Learning is a tool, and tools are only valuable when used correctly. Building a habit of learning means making it part of your daily routine. It could be as simple as reading a few pages of a book each morning, listening to an educational podcast during your commute, or practicing a skill for 15 minutes every day. Small, consistent actions create big results over months and years. The difference between someone who stays stuck and someone who moves forward is often just a few minutes of learning each day. Learning also keeps your mind sharp and your curiosity alive. When you feed your brain with new information, you're training it to think critically, solve problems creatively, and make better decisions. This mental exercise keeps you energized and engaged in life. Without it, boredom and complacency take over, and motivation fades. But when your brain is active and growing, your confidence rises and you feel more capable of handling challenges. Many people avoid learning because it feels uncomfortable or difficult. They fear failure or think they aren't smart enough. The truth is, learning is a process, and mistakes are part of it. Every expert started as a beginner. Success doesn't come from knowing everything, but from being willing to start, try, and keep going. The willingness to learn despite discomfort is a powerful habit that separates successful people from those who give up. Learning something new also opens doors you didn't even know existed. It introduces fresh perspectives and opportunities. Sometimes, new knowledge sparks ideas or connections that change your life direction entirely. When you stay open to learning, you invite growth in unexpected ways. This openness creates resilience because you're always adapting, evolving, and improving. Surrounding yourself with learners is another way to keep the momentum. When you spend time with people who value growth and knowledge, it encourages you to do the same. Conversations become richer, your thinking expands, and your motivation strengthens. If your current environment doesn't support learning, find communities, mentors, or groups that do. Growth thrives in connection and shared enthusiasm. Technology makes learning easier than ever, but it also makes it tempting to get distracted. Avoid jumping from one topic to another without depth. Focus on mastering one new skill or concept before moving to the next. Depth beats shallow knowledge every time. Mastery builds confidence and creates a solid foundation for future growth. Learning something new isn't just for your career or finances. Personal growth matters too. Learning how to manage stress, improve relationships, or take care of your health moves you forward in life. These skills affect your happiness, energy, and ability to achieve other goals. Treat learning as a whole life practice, not just something for work or school. The emotional payoff of learning is enormous. There's a satisfaction that comes from progress, from seeing yourself improve little by little. This feeling fuels motivation and encourages you to keep going. When you look back and see how far you've come because of what you've learned, it builds pride and self-belief. On days when motivation is low, the habit of learning can keep you moving. Sometimes just starting with a small step, reading a paragraph, watching a short video can break through resistance. Once you engage your mind, energy follows. That's the power of learning as a daily practice. It creates its own momentum. Learning something new also builds discipline. It requires consistency, patience, and effort. Those qualities transfer into other areas of life. When you commit to daily learning, you train yourself to stick to goals and overcome challenges. This mental toughness becomes a cornerstone of a legendary life. Finally, remember that learning is an investment in yourself. Every moment spent gaining new knowledge or skills is a deposit in your future. The return on this investment is confidence, capability, and the ability to shape your life instead of being shaped by circumstances. A legendary life is built one learning step at a time. Make learning a non-negotiable part of your day. Choose what moves you forward. Commit to growth. Your future self will thank you for it. Number 9. Celebrate small wins to build lasting momentum. Most people underestimate the power of small wins. They get caught up waiting for big successes or huge breakthroughs before feeling proud or motivated. That's a mistake because life doesn't work that way. The truth is, progress is made through many small steps, and recognizing those steps fuels the journey forward. Without celebrating small wins, it's easy to lose sight of how far you've come. This can lead to frustration, burnout, or even giving up. That feeling of never being enough, never achieving enough, is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. It's natural to think only major accomplishments matter, but if you wait for massive success to feel good about yourself, you miss the everyday victories that create real change. Each time you finish a task, solve a problem, or push through a challenge, you've earned something worth acknowledging. Small wins build your confidence, remind you that you're capable, and keep your motivation alive. Ignoring them is like walking a long journey without stopping to rest or celebrate, making the path feel endless and exhausting. Celebrating small wins doesn't require grand gestures or public recognition. It's about taking a moment to recognize your effort and progress. That recognition could be as simple as writing it down, sharing it with someone who supports you, or reflecting quietly on what you accomplished. The key is to make the achievement visible to yourself. When you do this regularly, you create a pattern of positive reinforcement that trains your brain to look for success, not failure. The impact of this habit is powerful because your brain responds to celebration. When you acknowledge progress, it releases chemicals that make you feel good: dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. These chemicals don't just boost your mood, they encourage you to keep working toward your goals. This cycle builds momentum. Momentum is what carries you through days when motivation is low or challenges arise. Without it, it's easy to stall and lose direction. Many people confuse celebration with arrogance or self-indulgence, but that's not true. Celebrating small wins is a practice of self-respect and encouragement. It's a way to honor your effort and dedication. It doesn't mean you're done or perfect, it means you're growing and moving forward. That mindset helps maintain balance between striving for more and appreciating what you've achieved. In the chaos of daily life, it's easy to overlook small wins because they don't seem important. But those little victories add up. Imagine climbing a mountain. Every step is a small win. If you never pause to notice each step, the mountain looks insurmountable. But if you acknowledge each step, your confidence builds and the climb feels possible. This is how small wins work in life and goals. Celebration also helps combat negative self-talk. When you focus only on what's missing or what went wrong, it drains your energy. Small wins remind you of your strengths and progress, quieting doubts and fears. Over time, this positive mindset becomes a foundation for greater achievements. To make celebrating small wins effective, track them. Keep a journal, a checklist, or a simple note on your phone. Write down what you accomplished each day, no matter how small it seems. This habit creates a visible record of progress, which is motivating on its own. On tough days, reviewing your list can remind you that you're moving forward, even if it doesn't feel like it. Sharing small wins with others can deepen their impact. When you tell someone who supports you about your progress, it creates accountability and encouragement. Their positive feedback can boost your motivation and strengthen your commitment. Building a community where small wins are celebrated nurtures a culture of growth and positivity. Small wins also teach patience. Building a legendary life doesn't happen overnight. It requires persistence and steady effort. Celebrating progress, no matter how gradual, keeps you patient with the process. It shifts your focus from instant results to long-term growth. This perspective makes challenges easier to face because you see them as part of a bigger picture. The habit of celebrating small wins helps break down big goals into manageable parts. Large goals can feel overwhelming and paralyzing. When you focus on small wins, you create a roadmap that's easier to follow. Each win is a milestone, a signpost on your path. This structure reduces anxiety and increases clarity about what to do next. It's important to celebrate wins that come from effort, not just outcomes. Sometimes things don't turn out as planned, but the effort and progress still deserve recognition. This reinforces the idea that growth is about consistent work, not perfection. When you celebrate effort, you build resilience and keep moving even when success seems distant. Not celebrating small wins is like watering a plant, but never checking if it's growing. Without feedback, it's hard to know if your efforts are working. Celebrating progress acts as feedback. It tells you that you're on the right track and encourages you to keep going. This feedback loop is essential for improvement and confidence. The way you celebrate matters too. It should feel meaningful and genuine. If you rush through it or dismiss your wins, you miss the benefit. Take time to feel proud, to smile, or to share the moment with someone who matters. These simple acts turn achievement into motivation. In the journey to build a legendary life, momentum is your greatest ally. Small wins are the fuel that powers momentum. Without them, even the strongest motivation can fade. By recognizing and celebrating progress every day, you create a foundation that supports consistent effort and lasting success. Remember, every master was once a beginner who celebrated small victories. The most successful people don't wait for perfect moments. They recognize every step forward and use it to keep climbing. This habit builds strength, confidence, and the kind of life that others notice and respect. Celebrate your small wins today. Each one is a step closer to the life you want to live. The power of those moments is real, and when you use it, you unlock your potential to do more, be more, and live more. Number 10. End each day with gratitude and reflection time. Most people end their day exhausted, overwhelmed, or distracted. They fall into bed replaying what went wrong or worrying about what's next. It's a common pattern, but one that steals peace and blindsides progress. The day's end is a crucial moment, yet too often it's ignored or wasted. That missed opportunity can mean the difference between repeating the same mistakes tomorrow and growing stronger. Taking time each night to reflect and express gratitude isn't just a feel-good habit. It's a powerful tool to calm your mind, sharpen your focus, and build a legendary life. When the day closes, the mind often races. Thoughts swirl around unfinished tasks, challenges faced, or fears about what tomorrow will bring. Without pause, this mental noise disrupts rest and clouds perspective. But the practice of reflection gives you a chance to slow down and assess the day with clarity. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly, you see where you stumbled, where you succeeded, and what to improve. Reflection brings awareness, and awareness is the foundation of growth. Gratitude works hand in hand with reflection. Instead of fixating on what's missing or what went wrong, gratitude helps shift attention to what's already good in your life. This shift changes your emotional state. It quiets anxiety, reduces stress, and opens space for optimism. When you acknowledge even the smallest blessings, whether a kind word, a moment of calm, or progress, made you reinforce a positive mindset. That mindset fuels resilience and hope, crucial ingredients for overcoming obstacles. The act of ending the day with gratitude and reflection is not complicated or time-consuming. It can be as simple as spending 5 to 10 minutes reviewing the day. Ask yourself meaningful questions. What went well today? What challenged me? What did I learn? What am I grateful for right now? Writing answers down adds extra power, as it helps commit insights to memory and creates a record of progress. These notes become reminders that you are moving forward even when it doesn't feel obvious. Too many people rush through their evenings, distracted by screens or lost in worries. This prevents the brain from settling into a restful state. Without reflection, the lessons of the day go unlearned. Without gratitude, the heart stays heavy with negativity. Developing a nightly routine to slow down and reflect signals to your body and mind that it's time to rest. It helps you release the day's tension and prepare for tomorrow with a fresh perspective. Gratitude also rewires your brain over time. When practiced consistently, it strengthens neural pathways that focus on positivity and possibility. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending life is perfect. It means recognizing that even in tough times, there are elements worth appreciating. This balanced outlook increases emotional strength and helps keep your energy focused on solutions, not problems. Reflection reveals patterns that are invisible during the rush of the day. You might notice recurring distractions, moments when focus slipped, or times when you handled stress well. Awareness of these moments allows you to adjust your habits and strategies. It gives you the chance to make conscious choices instead of reacting unconsciously. This intentional living builds discipline and control, which are vital for mastering each day. The end-of-day routine also provides a sense of closure. When you take a moment to mark the transition from work to rest, you draw a clear line between effort and recovery. This boundary is essential because it protects your well-being and prevents burnout. Without it, your mind stays tangled in unfinished business, which drains energy and harms productivity. For some, this nightly pause becomes a spiritual or meditative practice, creating deeper connection with themselves or a higher purpose. This connection can inspire motivation and a sense of peace that carries into tomorrow. It anchors you in values and long-term goals, reminding you why each day's work matters. This bigger picture perspective fuels perseverance and joy. Sometimes, reflecting on the day uncovers moments of kindness or success that might otherwise be forgotten. Remembering these boosts your confidence and self-worth. When you celebrate what you did right and acknowledge progress, you cultivate self-trust. That trust is the foundation for taking on bigger challenges without fear. Ending each day with gratitude and reflection also improves relationships. When you notice moments of connection or support from others, you naturally feel more appreciative. This gratitude strengthens bonds and encourages you to nurture those relationships. Positive social connections are linked to happiness and longevity, making this habit beneficial for more than just your mindset. Creating this habit requires intention and consistency. It's easy to skip when tired or busy, but the benefits grow with regular practice. Making it part of your daily rhythm means it eventually becomes automatic. You won't have to force yourself. Instead, you'll look forward to this time of quiet review and appreciation. The environment you create around this practice matters. Find a quiet, comfortable space where you won't be disturbed. Turn off distractions. Consider soft lighting or calming sounds. These small details help signal to your brain that this is a special time for reflection and gratitude. This helps deepen the experience and its effects. Ending the day with gratitude and reflection isn't just about looking back. It's about setting a positive tone for what's ahead. It's about recognizing that every day is an opportunity to learn, grow, and appreciate life. This simple practice rewires your thinking, calms your spirit, and prepares you to wake up ready to master another day. You can start tonight. Before you drift off, take a few moments to think about something good that happened today, something you're thankful for, and one lesson you learned. Feel the weight of those moments in your heart. Let them settle in. This small act will build strength over time and bring you closer to the legendary life you're working to create.